Good morning, children. Coming to the fifth video of the chapter, heat. Here we are going to study about the transfer of heat. Now we know that heat flows from a body at a higher temperature to body at lower temperature. This was explained in the previous videos, that the tendency of the heat is to flow from higher to lower level. Okay. But how does this heat get transferred from one body to another? Isn't it? When we heat a body, what happens? The molecules near the source of the heat, it absorbs heat energy and they start to vibrate about their fixed position. Okay, these vibrations are then passed on to the neighboring molecules. Then they also start vibrating. This process continues till the heat energy is uniformly distributed in the body. Okay, I am repeating it again. Whenever we heat a body, what happens? The molecules which are nearer to the source of the heat, they absorb the heat energy, right? And when they absorb heat energy, they start vibrating. Clear? When they start vibrating about their fixed position, isn't it? They start vibrating at their position. Okay, these vibration causes what? These vibration um, passes on to the neighboring molecules. When it passes on to the neighboring molecules, it also starts vibrating. Okay, this process, it goes on continuing till the heat energy is uniformly distributed in the body. Okay, so heat is transmitted through solids, liquid and gases. The manner, but heat is transmitted in through solid, liquid and gases, but the manner in which the states of matter transmit heat is different. Okay, so heat flow from one hot body to a cold body, or from one part of the body to another part of the body, takes place in three distinct ways. What are these ways? Conduction, convection and radiation. Now what is conduction? In conduction, what happens? The heat energy gets transferred by no actual displacement of the particles. Okay, this is the process of transfer of heat energy in solids, where from one molecule to another molecule without actual movement of the molecules. The molecules are in their place. Okay, the molecules gain the heat energy, they start vibrating and they transfer the heat to the neighboring molecules. Okay, for example, if you have a steel spatula, when you use a steel spatula, you will see that after some time it's difficult to hold it at the other end. Or you put a steel vessel on the gas, after 2 minutes you can hold it, it is warm, but after some time when the thing inside the vessel, it starts boiling, then you are unable to hold the container or hold the steel vessel. Why? Because heat transfer has taken place from the bottom of the vessel to the top. Okay, why does this happen? So when you are using a metal spoon also, the same thing happens. After some time the other end also gets heated up and it is difficult for you to hold. Why does this happen? Because the heat energy is transmitted from the heated end of the spoon to the other end without actual movement of the molecules of the spoon. Now what happens? The molecules in the solid, they are tightly packed, isn't it? And they lie very close to each other. So when the solid is heated, the molecule in the solid which is in contact with the heat energy, it starts vibrating. These vibrations become faster due to more absorption of heat. These vibrating molecules, it gets collided, or it gets collided with the neighboring molecules, and they transfer the vibration or energy to those neighboring molecules. Okay, in this way, heat energy from one molecule which was nearer to the source of the heat is being transferred to the neighboring molecule, and then to the next molecule, and it goes on transferring till there is uniformity in spread of the heat. Okay, heat energy is getting transferred from one molecule to the other. Okay, so in this process, heat is transferred from the hotter part to the colder part of the body. Now here one activity is given to demonstrate the process of conduction. You have taken a brass rod, a Bunsen burner, some iron nails, a clamp stand, and some wax. What is done is, these iron nails, they are fixed with the help of wax along the length of the rod at certain distances. Okay, now one end of the rod is heated. This is tied to a clamp. Okay, one end of the rod is heated. What will happen? You will notice that when the rod is heated, the nail attached to the rod drop off one at a time. Means when the heat spreads from this point till the first nail drops because the wax melts. Then when it goes to the heat is transferred to the next nail, then this drops because of melting of wax. Then the third nail drops because of melting of wax, and the fourth nail. So the heat energy is transmitted through the rod from the hot end to the cold end. Okay, this transmission of heat is doing what? It is melting the wax, and the nail is dropping one by one. Clear conduction? Okay, now we will learn about conductors and insulators. Now you must have noticed that when your mother is when your mother is in the kitchen and she is cooking, when she is using a metal spatula, it gets heated up immediately, whereas if she is using a wooden spatula, it remains at a low temperature. Now why does this happen? It is because of the fact that all materials, they do not conduct heat at the same rate. Means different materials allow heat through them to pass by different extents. Okay, substances, some materials, they are good conductors of heat, and some materials, they are the bad conductors of heat. Okay, so substances that allow the heat to pass through them easily, and as a result they get heated very quickly, they are known as the good conductors of heat, or they are known as thermal conductors. Okay, but then these are the metals like iron, aluminium, zinc. They are what? They are the good conductors of heat. Copper, gold. Okay, they are good conductors of heat. But then substances that obstruct the flow of the heat by not allowing the heat to easily pass through them are called bad conductors of heat, or thermal insulators. Okay, now what are these examples? Few examples of these are paper, wool, glass, cotton, all gases, liquids, wood, plastic. All these are what? All these are bad conductors of heat. Okay. In addition to all these solids, all liquids except mercury are bad conductors of heat. Okay, all liquids except mercury. I told you that liquids are bad conductors of heat. So all liquids, only mercury is a good conductor of heat. Okay. Air is also a bad conductor of heat. Now, to access the conduction of heat in water, this is a glass tube. This is a glass tube that is taken. Okay, this is filled with water and this is the ice cube. It is wrapped in wire gauze. Okay, now the cold water is in the test tube and there is ice over here. When you wrap it in a wire gauze, what will happen? It will sink to the bottom. Okay, then heat the test tube near the mouth. When you heat the test tube near the mouth, you will see that after some time the water at this point, it will start boiling. Okay, but then you will notice that the ice hasn't melted yet. Why? Because water is a bad conductor of heat and the heat is not transferred to the ice. Okay, so here we can conclude that water is a bad conductor of heat. Clear? Now we will learn about few applications of conductors and insulators. Few applications, few are given. You will go through them. Cooking utensils such as cookers and pans, they are made of the metals, and since metals are good conductors of heat, the handle of the cooking vessel are made of either wood or ebonite, so that they act as insulators and it is easy for us to handle. Okay. Cooking vessels are made of metals. Why? Because they readily absorb the heat energy and transfer it to the food being cooked. Clear? We use woolen clothes in winter. Why? Because wool has air filled in the small holes. Okay, these air in the holes, it acts as insulators of heat and it prevents the loss of the body heat to the surrounding. That is why in winter we use quilts, blankets, woolen clothes, so that it keeps us warm. And air, which is a bad conductor, does not allow heat to escape to the surrounding. Then copper tubes are used in automobile radiators because copper, it absorbs or conducts away heat from the hot water coming from the engine. Okay, cooking coils of copper are used in refrigerators and air conditioners for the same reason. Now this is the ice box. It is made up of double walled container. Why? Because air is trapped in the space between the two walls, and this air is a bad conductor of heat, so it does not allow the outside heat to enter the box and the ice does not melt. We use false ceilings, which are generally made of plaster of Paris or asbestos. Why? It provides a layer of air between the two ceilings. You have one ceiling and then you use a false ceiling. The air that is trapped between the two layers of ceiling, it keeps the room warm during winter and cool during summers, because air is again a bad conductor of heat. You will come across so many examples in our day-to-day life. Okay, so I hope till here you have understood, and go through the chapter, read whatever is being taught in the video, and if any doubt you can ask in the WhatsApp group.